Hello everybody and welcome back to the Formula Fred Racing channel. And we're back! I mean, it doesn't feel 5 minutes ago that we were in Abu Dhabi finishing off, Max destroying every record. But hey, with all the things that have been going on in the off season, it's felt like it's not been away at all. First up, let me just say it's been an amazing start to the season for me already, and it's not even begun yet. We're looking to get 100 subscribers by the end of the season, and with your help we're nearly a quarter of the way there. So if you can like, subscribe, that'd be amazing. It will help grow the channel and help me make more videos like this. Now, down to business. I mean, we just had 3 amazing days of testing. Wasn't it great to see those new liveries back out on track under the lights? They're just going to look so good in race trim. I just cannot wait. Sparks flying circa 2022. Hey, let's hope for the best. Now with Ferrari topping 2 out of the 3 days and getting the 2 fastest times in testing, we're hoping that is going to be the new dawn that we're praying for, where even if they might not stop Max to the title, let's hope that they at least get more than just the 1 win this season, just to spice things up a bit if nothing else. Although my honest opinion is Red Bull were definitely sandbagging like I've never seen. I mean, have you guys ever seen Max turn around smiling, laughing, joking when he's 4th? Or 4th in the timings as it was? I haven't, so I think he's got something up his sleeve. I'm just praying that I'm wrong. So rather than do a full video on this, I thought I'd do a quick roundup, my feedback from testing. So let's start with the Ferrari. The car's good, it's fast, they seem to have fixed all the drivability issues that they had last season, and it's always a good sign when both team members are happy. Red Bull. Like I say, massive sandbaggers, and I'm hoping they were sandbagging so much that they're not going to be quite prepared for the first race, but I think that's just wishful thinking. However, I do think that the other teams need to take advantage in these first 4 rounds before their big upgrades come and change that car even more than it already is, because after that they're just going to be gone again. Mercedes. They look to be squeaking themselves into 3rd place here with a car that both drivers are liking. It certainly seems a lot better to drive, and George, he's singing his praises and he looked solid out there. Now McLaren, they've not been able to build on the great second half of last season that they had, but I think they're just going to start slow and build and build and build. That's been their trend over the last few years, and I think it's going to continue. Yeah, they had quite a few niggles with their car where they were off track for a while, so unfortunately this time off track is just going to slow them down in the first few races. But Norris and Piastri, they're going to win races this year. Aston, they got a solid car, they'll get them quite a lot of points, but it's not setting the world alight, is it? V-Carb, Cashback, Ultra, RB, whatever they're called, it's not quite the V2 Red Bull that we were all thinking, or at least the 2023 Red Bull, but it's solid, and they are going to be the Red Bull of the second half of the grid, where they're just going to get some half decent points, probably 2 or 3 each round, and just pull themselves clear of those back markers. Alpine, now they've done the opposite. They've brought themselves right back into the hunt for the lower positions, and yeah, they're just going backwards, and it's just a mess there at the moment, and testing didn't go great for them, did it? Now Williams, testing didn't go great for them, did it? They were marred by reliability. When they got out on track they were okay, but I think they're just going to have to keep working on this car, because there's something good in there, they're just not extracting it at the moment. Onto the Haas. Everyone's picked the last place, or are they now? They got a lot of good running in the early days. Yes, it was slow, but they got the most laps out of anyone, which meant that they completed all of their testing that they needed to do early on, and they were able to put in a few decent laps near the end, and I think Hülkenberg's going to do something okay in qualifying. Don't think they're going to score points, but they'll be doing alright. And finally Sauber. Now, their long run pace was pretty slow, wasn't it? Didn't set any worlds alight, but the car does have some speed. Guan Yu Zhou is 3rd on the last day on a glory run. Who knows? Maybe they'll put it in a half decent place in qualifying and then just get in everyone's way. And so the circus rolls on to Bahrain. first race of the season. It's the third time in a row ever since COVID that we've been going there first. And for me, I think it's a nice change from Australia. At least I don't have to get up at 6 a.m. every time. It's a lot nicer timings for me. And the track itself, it's always one that I like. It's got some long straights, hard braking zones, and you know that means overtaking. There's always action here. It's always interesting, and something's going to happen. I, for one, I'm not a huge fan of having the race straight after testing because the teams, they've just got the setup right. They know it kind of takes the fun out for me of going, oh, who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? But it's not Barcelona of old, is it? Where they had 2 or 3 weeks there and then they had a race there, 4th races of the season. It's better than that. But I'm just keen to see how everyone fights off this new Red Bull. Not much more to say here, but let's move on to the predictions. Prime performer, George Russell. Now, this is going to surprise a few of you, seeing as I predicted George to finish so low in the standings and not have a great start to the season, but he really impressed me in testing, not only with his performance where he had the 3rd quickest time, 2nd quickest on the final day, but he just looked happy. So much happier than he's been over the last year or so. I said it in that predictions video, he's been driving in his own head for the last 6 months, and I think with the news of Lewis leaving and he's only got another year with him, I think that's just a weight that's lifted off him and he should be able to just get down and drive. Hopefully he'll be able to pick up as much as he can from Lewis over the last season that they're there together, and who knows, maybe he will be that world champion that he was touted at when he first came in. Mr. Underwhelmer, Fernando Alonso. Yep, you heard me correctly, Fernando, the man who performed miracles here last season where he hadn't been on the podium for a while, well, a couple with Alpine, but before that hadn't done anything for a while. But this car, even though it looks solid, I can just see him getting beaten out by Lance. Maybe not in qualifying, but in the race. I don't know why I'm being manipulated, thinking that Stroll's going to do something good this season, but I think he's going to have a good race here. And for Fernando to be beaten by him, that's an L in anyone's books. Pole position, Charles Leclerc. Now, we saw it at the back end of last season. If someone needs to pull a lap out of the bag, it's going to be Charlie Boy. He just knows how to do a quick lap. That Ferrari seems like it's dialed in for 1 lap pace. Hopefully some of the long run pace will transfer over to that. And yeah, let's see if he has a good race. I think he's going to start from pole anyway. Top 3 time. 3rd place, George Russell, for the reasons I've gone through already. 2nd place, Max Verstappen. Yep, you're surprised, I'm surprised, but I don't think Max is going to do it in the first race. Wishful thinking maybe, but we'll see. And your winner for the Bahrain Grand Prix, Charles Leclerc. Yep, I'm sticking my neck out for him this time. He's going to win it from pole. Yep, he'll have a fight on his hands. It will not be easy, but he'll get the job done finally. And of course, all you guys, favourite time. It's Fred's Far-Fetched Forecast. And this time, I'm trying to cook here. I think Perez is going to be in a 2-car plus pile-up. I think he's going to be frustrated that he's had a bad qualifying. Don't know why he's frustrated nowadays. He should be used to it. But then he's going to try and do some early moves, thinking, I should be right up there. I'm going to keep this seat for 2025. No one's taking it from me. And just knock a couple of people off. And yeah, it's going to be a strange start to the race. Right, that's it for this predictions video, and I hope you're all as excited as me for this season to get underway, see how these cars perform, and yeah, don't forget, it's Saturday, not Sunday. Set your alarms, 3 PM UK time. Join me after the race for a mop-up of how I got on in these predictions. I'll be keeping score this year. Maybe I shouldn't, but hey, I'm going to try. So if you want to see how I get on through that, and the rest of the season, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.